you think Joaquin is going to do over?
And it's empty, and we're live, and we're live, and I'm searching for a drink. And this is a quick update. And don't leave Marcos. Don't leave Marcos to come here. This is gonna be a quick update. It's gonna be like a drink, a joint, an update, and a smoke. Drink, a joint, an update, and a smoke. That's about it. Like, you know what I mean? Just a quick update. Oh shit! Dropped all my booze. I just dropped my whole booze box. But yeah, man, like I don't know if you guys are familiar with this car situation, but I bought a car off a fella for, let's say the going price of a car, and I was a horrible buyer. I was a horrible buyer, and then I bought this car, and the deal went south because I drove it about 6 kilometers, and the engine blew up. So man, like this guy's like, I got this, I got you, I got this, I got you, and this, and I'm like, all right, cool, 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 cool. Well, let's say I'll give him one cool, and then he's like, no, two more weeks, and then I got this, and I'm like, all right, cool, and then he's like, no, like I've been working hard, like, so I got 2 more weeks, and I got this. So at the end of it all, it was like the whole summer, like legit the whole summer, with no one's getting anything, and I was like with no wheels all summer. Yes, I have a motorcycle, and yes, I can take the wife's car once in a while, but realistically, like I'm whatever the wife has planned with her cars is her plans, and if I ever have something planned with my blown up engine car, I'd be like, all right, hon, yeah, no, cool. Yeah, I'm just planning on taking it easy tonight. Like, no big deal. No big deal. And yeah, I don't go fucking out. I didn't do fuck all this summer. So anyways, I was like my brother kicked like I said, my brother kicked me ass, and my brother's like, fucking just just get her done. Just like, you know what I mean? Yes, it's a fucking rock hard deal, but just let's get her done. And he helped me out quite a bit, and then like so anyways, $1,700 into take an engine out, buy an engine, put an engine in, and have the fucking the best mechanic of the whole Maritimes to do it. $1,700, and would he have ever have done it? No, never in a life. It took like multiple friends' favors. It was almost like, man, you know how we're friends? Not enough. And then another fella, you like, you know how you're friends, and you rebuilt his engine, and you know how we're friends. And then it took another friend's like, dude, you know how we're friends. And then he's eventually, yeah, yes, I will help Dead Poop to get his car right. But oh man, this is the best mechanic this side of the Hudson River, and that's the only thing that went. That's the only thing that went on great with the car. Well, that and the paint job. The paint job's fucking beautiful. The car fucking died, and now I got an old shitty. I have an old shitty junkyard motor in it, and put in by the best mechanic in the world. And I assume that engine is going to last a lot longer than what originally the engine itself had anticipated. Like, you know, I mean, this engine has 167,000 kilometers. Originally, you know what this engine probably thought of is like, oh, I'm going to quit at 220. Like originally, like this engine, this metal's like, you know what I'm going to quit at? Like, 220,000 kilometers, I'll quit. But just because this guy put it together with his love and attention and did it ever so right, and like this guy's a pro, he's like, you know what this engine's thinking now? Chuka 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 choo choo. I'll last forever. Like, you know what I mean? It's almost that little engine that could now. And instead of engine, as far as a locomotive, Talk about a car engine today. And Legendary Gaming's in his house. And Legendary Gaming, get out of here. Go back to Marco's. Like, I'm just doing a car update. If you'll be updated on the Discord, you're updated on Discord and anything, anyways, right? Wagwan, I'm off to work. 45 minutes. Hopefully, I can catch you soon. You probably won't, because this is going to be a quick one. But Legendary Gaming, always a treat to see you. Always a treat to see you. Of course it is. Besides his relentless, like, trolling, his numerous selfie muscle pictures, he's a fucking fantastic guy. He's a fantastic, and here I am trolling him. Here I am trolling him, though, because he is great. And yeah, dude, like, I love jokes. I love jokes. And if you can think of a joke to get under that you hang around with on a fucking regular basis on a live stream, trolling, do it. Do it. Do it, and it's fucking decent. Like, you know what I mean? I get the joke out of it. Like, you know what I mean? And people we are doing it to get the joke out of it too, because they do it back. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, yes. Are you an expert troller? Yeah. Are you the best on my live stream? No. And that's me trolling right now. I don't think you're the best. Papa Kale's pretty darn good at it. Root 2's pretty darn good at it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, who is you? Who is you? So yeah, back to the car. So yeah, cost me 17. New engine, the towing, the car, the this, that, the favors. 1,700 bucks to get a fucking shitty car back on the road that has a fucking primo paint job. And it's done. It's done. Like, technically, like, he called me up today. He's like, dude, man, guess what? I'm done your car. It went horribly. This, and this went wrong. It went horribly, but the car's done. And I'm like, oh, I'm like, thank you. And I'm gonna pay him tomorrow. And I'm gonna get the car tomorrow. And man, I'm gonna have the fucking world's fanciest car. Like, you know, this silver chain shouldn't even be silver. Like, you know what I mean? Like, when I'm driving this car, this will be confused as white gold. This will be confused as white gold. This is how fucking pimp this car is. It's like, oh man, he's driving this car with the fucking crazy paint job. He's like, oh man, he's not. That's not a silver necklace. That's white gold. Because this guy's like some kind of a pimp of some sort, of course. But I'm not. I'm not. I just got great friends. Shitty car deal. Came out with great friends. Like, you know what I mean? What started with a great friends deal, finish off with a great friends deal with probably about a wasted summer. But it is what it is. And I think my mood's gonna change around a little bit. Johnny Azul's in the motherfucking Jesus. What's up, Johnny? And man, I didn't mean to take away from Marco. Like, you know what I mean? By all means, like, fucking Marco it up. But it's kind of like exciting for me to like fucking finally find out that this car that I can't run, I can run. The car's fixed. Johnny, the car's fixed. Man, was it ever a hefty bill? But fucking the car's fixed. And let me pay it. Let me drive around with a smile. And I don't know. Let me change my mood around, because man, the whole wasted summer was silly. So I don't know. This is a good chapter. This is a good chapter in the Dead Poop book. You know what I mean? If I were to write my memoirs, I bet you there'd be a whole chapter on this fucking shitty raw car deal. And part of it's my fault. Part of it's my fault. But man, there's a lot to say about it. A lot of it's my fault. Like, I was a shitty buyer. Like, you know what I mean? Like, way too much trust, way too much, like, oh, okay, you need the money right now. Oh, okay. Switch it over, like, when you're done. Like, well, okay, okay. Like, you know what I mean? A lot of it was my fault. Congrats. Is it insured and registered with the province yet? This car was like street legal months ago when I drove it 6 kilometers. Is it still street legal now that I can actually drive it? Yes, I have up until November with an inspection to get a new inspection. It seems like I'm gonna need a few things to pass the new inspection, but I have till November. I have till November, and I'm just happy to be driving this fucking piece of art, and that's what it is. Like this is like a fucking 2007 Mazda 3. But is it a Mazda? Is it a 2007 Mazda 3? Hell no. It's a fucking rolling piece of art, is what it is. This thing is a fucking head turner, and it belongs. It belongs to be parked. It belongs to be parked in front of a bar. It belongs in front of that bar where I'm going outside for a joint or a cigarette, and this guy does one. This guy does one of these. Walks by, boom, 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 like double, triple takes. Looks how fucking cool the paint job is, and possibly looks back at me and is like, "You know who owns this?" And I'd be like, "Matter of fact, I do." And then boom, that starts a conversation because the fucking car is cool as fuck. Like, you know what I mean? Like, am I a drug dealer? No. Do I drive a drug dealer's car now that it's running? Yes. 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 Very fancy. I'll probably change my last name or my middle name. Like, I'll add Esquire. I'll add Esquire in there. What's the first trip you're gonna take in your car? First trip I'm gonna take to my with my car is like to the car wash because like honestly, like I'll be straight up. This car sat for months in like my buddy's parking lot. It may or may not have burr shit on it for months. So boom, I'm gonna bring it to the car wash. Then I know a thing or two about detailing a car, and I'll make the inside brand new. And then the family comes in, and then we're cruising. Then we're fucking cruising. Cruising down the street, not smoking endo because I got my fucking wife and kids laid back with the music turned up, but no fucking smoke in the car. Yep. Does it have a fake new car smell? No, no, it doesn't. It has it kind of has that not that dirty car smell, but it has like that dirt smell. Like there's nothing pleasant to the nose. Um, but man, there's treasures in the back. It's not pleasant to the nose, but there's treasures in the back. Like I bought this car. Like I'm talking about it like it's brand new to me. No, I've owned this car legally on my name. I've been paying insurance on it for months. But yes, I'll get to drive it tomorrow for the first time in 6 kilometers months ago. But yeah, there's some treasure in the back. There's like the previous owner was a fucking artist of some sort because there's like empty canvases, like like an art canvas. There's like two, three, four blank art canvases back there, and here's when the guy in me comes in. Here's where the guy in me comes in and is like, yes, I have $5,100 into this car tied in, but guess what? There's two brand new unused small tarps also in the trunk. Like two brand new, small, used, $8 on sale tarps in the trunk. And is that a win? I wouldn't call it any other way. Two brand new, unused, fucking easily very cheap tarps that when they go on sale, two of them unused in the packaging. Winning, fucking winning. Are you, Mrs. Poop, gonna have Chris in the car? If you're talking about smashing a wine bottle on the side, plausible. If you're talking about sexual activities in there, less plausible. It's meant for the bedroom. After 18 years, that's meant for the bedroom. Oh, same tears in the use. What's up, dead poop? How's the car? The car is running. The car's running. The old engine I blew up is out. A new engine I bought is in, and my expert mechanic friend took it for a test drive. Everything's hunky dory. Engine's fucking sounding perfect, even though it took a lot of tweaking. You know what I mean? Was it the ideal fucking flip? No. But yes, tomorrow with a large exchange of money, I will get my car, and it's drivable. It is drivable. You know what I mean? It is drivable. Like I mean, like $1,700 brings me back to the date where I bought the car, and everything should have been honky dory to begin with. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. It is what it is, and it is what it's gonna be. You know what I mean? You get a fella, and it's not even the money issue. It's not even the money issue. But to me, and this is where a little darkness comes up. If you cause me mental anguish for numerous months, ruin my whole summer, that mental anguish doesn't really go away. To forgive and forget, no, not this summer. And man, I'm gonna be a sore in your thorn till I believe we're even. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yes, I'll be a sword in your thorn. I'll be a side in your thorn until I believe we're even. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was a raw deal. It was a fucking raw deal. I was a shitty buyer. But at the end of the day, I lost fucking feelings on this car, and these feelings have to like balance on the scale. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I had a rough summer. I was lied to a bunch. I wasted my whole summer. I had to fix the car myself, even though I was told I didn't have to. One of these days, once I feel comfortable, boom, we're gonna be like this. We're gonna be like this. I don't know what the consequences are gonna be like. I don't know how I'm gonna be able to feel like this, but one of these days, that's the way it's gonna be. That's the way it's gonna be. Look, you know what I mean? Like, and honestly, you can take whatever lawyer, analyze this whole conversation, and nothing stands up in court. So go right ahead. Go fucking right ahead, because it doesn't have to be like that. But I won't be forgotten. I won't be forgotten anytime soon. From this car seller, you know what I mean? Like. And that's all. That's all. And I've already said too much. I've already said too much. What happens to the old engine? The old engine, I'm gonna see what he wants to do with it. Like, I want to like offer to take it back, because there's money in that. And I'm like, oh, you want me to get this out of your hair? I'll get one of my buddies with a pickup truck. We'll put it in there, bring it out to a fucking salvage yard, and guess what? I'll get $100 or so. Or if you want it, because it is worth like $100 or so, just out of metal, there's your tip. Like we'll see. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Like you know what I mean. If my mechanic says, I'll ask. I'll ask. You want me to take care of this engine? And if he says yes, I'll gladly say no. Like I'll gladly say no problem. The guy I need to that has a truck, I'd be like, man, 50-50 with this engine. And the gas money's getting paid. We're both having drinks at the bar and a meal, and we're making a day of it. And no harm, no foul. But he might want it for his own reasons, because technically, like, that's me leaving. That's me leaving like a fucking like 4 bags of cans. Like you know what I mean? Like that's money to someone, and he might see it as such, and we'll see. We'll see. Oh, Papa Kale's in his house. Yeah, no darkness, and I don't need to go dark. I'm just expressing my feelings. Like you know what I mean? Like when my feelings were hurt for a long amount of times, then don't I wish you hurt feelings for a little bit of time? And that's all. Like you know, and tick for tack. We're adults. You know what I mean? Like I'm beyond the stage of like hurting someone. Like you know what I mean? Like, oh man. Although as much as I would love to, and as much as I've like, but it's not gonna be like that. It's not gonna be like that. Let's keep positive. But yeah, I'll be remembered. I'll 100% be remembered. Um, I will be in sore in your throat. Yes, I will be a sore in his throat to the guy who sold me the car. Like you know what I mean? And I will be like you know what I mean? Like legs broken, not necessarily damage caused. Tick for tack as far as like, oh, you cost me this much, I'll just like fucking smash your car. No, no, tick for tat. Like you know what I mean? Like it won't go to that. It won't go to that. Um, I'm gonna just treat this young man like he's a young child, and I'll just be a sore in his thorn till he realizes that it's probably better off if just to get rid of me. Like you know what I mean? Like I'll be tenacious. Like you know what I mean? Like I'll be tenacious, and also like you know what I mean? Like there's a bunch of shit I can't discuss on here, but this car that I got a like originally I got a, like a pretty okay deal with, and then the same car at the end of it, once all the monies were added up, nope, 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 no, not that much of a great deal, but man, is it a beautiful car that can't be reproduced? That like the paint job is the only thing that fucking is a motivation. Like this paint job on this car can't be reproduced. Like it was meant for me, beautiful as fuck, and I gotta keep this going. Like even after this engine, like let's say this new engine that I put in fucking caves. If the money's right, if I can afford it, I know the body's not caving anytime soon. So let me put even more into it. I don't even want to say it, but yes, you know what I mean. Whatever it takes to a certain amount, this car deserves to be seen and on the road. You know, and that's all there is to it. Like this car can and would and will win fucking show and shines like a pull your car up contest. It's not gonna win. Oh man, the best, coolest, but it's gonna win some kind of like fucking not a gag prize, but like almost like in the car world, it's like you have this beautiful paint job on this 2007 Mazda. Like you know what I mean? Like in the car world, this is a head turner. Like to like you know what I mean? Like, yeah, yeah, I don't know if you guys get it, but I don't think you guys get it. I deserve to be mad. Yeah, I don't even want to call it mad. Like you know what I mean? I I put in feelings towards this, and that's all I want to put it. That's all I want to say. Festering thorn, yes. Drop that engine on the driveway of the dealership. I didn't buy it from a dealership, and like I said, that engine's actually worth money. So the used engine, that ain't no thing but a chicken wing, and technically everyone with a truck would want it, and everyone with no truck is no problem. Like even if I had no truck, like let's say the fella, let's say the fella that fixed my car and the engine's there. He's got no truck. This thing's a knife store. It's in his fucking yard or whatever the fuck. He calls whatever salvage company. He's like, yeah, I got an engine. Can you guys come? They're like, yeah, we'll be right there. We'll be fucking right there. And then within like 10, 15 minutes, they're fucking right there because metal's money and a motor's heavy. And to a metal guy or to anyone that can travel and move one around, it's not that's a bum's dream. And when I mean bum, like, you know, people like collect cans. You know how many cans is in an engine compressed? A lot. Like, you know what I mean? You would need upwards of like 7, 8, 10 grocery carts full of loose fucking cans in a bag to equal the actual money of amount value of dead weight fucking engine. You know what I mean? So the engine is almost no thing. Like, you know what I mean? The engine itself is almost no thing. I won't say it's least of my worries. It's actually none of my worries almost. Drop that engine on the driveway. Did you find drugs or fireworks in the car? I didn't go through a full, like, man, I only drove for like fucking 7 kilometers. So I didn't go through the whole car, but right off the hop, you know, I was curious. There was a fucking $2 American, and I want to say there's an earring. I don't know what I did with the earring, but there's like a fucking fancy earring, and it was fancy enough that I showed it to someone, and I was like, holy fuck, where's the fucking other one? That's probably gold and fucking diamonds. And I was like, well, I don't know. I didn't finish cleaning the car, but this car was owned previously by a rich owner, and a gold earring or a fucking diamond ring, given the perfect circumstances in this car, wouldn't be unfathomable. Would not be unfathomable. Like, you know what I mean? So once you know what I mean, once I clean this car, we'll see. We'll see what treasures lies. But I already know the canvases and the tarps. The fucking tarps. I will post new car pics once I have it clean and it's in the sun, because I showed you guys a few car pics before, and honestly, the pictures I took didn't really do it justice, because, man, the paint job and the clear coat, the naked eye does it way more justice than a fucking picture on a dark day. But yes, I will try to get this car in the best of light, and I will share some pictures. This car's picture worthy. Oh, Panda's in the Hezios. Panda Bear, YT. Panda Bear, YT. Oh, shit. Summer is over. What do you do in the fall before winter ice fishing? I don't know. Like, it's been a couple weird years. I have so many hobbies that I should have an answer for that. Like, maybe I'll go metal detecting before the ice hits, before it gets too cold. But I don't know. I don't know. Let me get my fucking mood changed around, because man, this summer's been like bad on my morale. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I've had a bad morale summer, as far as like me not really having to have to worry about. I didn't really have to worry about work and money at all this summer, but as far as like morale goes and like mental health, man, like this was a tough one for me. Like, you know what I mean? This whole year, this whole summer was a tough one for me. Legend Gaming, what did you do to Papa Kale? The guy's your clone in chat when you're not here. And man, I was talking about that earlier. I was like, oh man, Legend's a troll, and I love it. And he trolls other people, and they love it. And people re-troll him back, and I love it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, until someone's feelings gets real hurt, let's say, I love the banter, because man, that's how I show love. Like, you know what I mean? Like, me, Raz, and Rick too, or me telling a joke about Johnny. I razz them because I love them and I feel comfortable and I know them. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's, you know what I mean? To me, like, some people call it trolling, but realistically, in my book, depending on who it is and where it comes from, it's not trolling. It's fucking loving. It's fucking loving. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's a fucking difference there. Rick 2, we don't want you to miss Legend's whole he's working. And man, Legend, I thought you were heading off to work. I thought that's the last post. You're like fucking heading outie. Wild. We don't want you to miss Legend while he's working. And I don't know what the time difference is. St. John, Vegas. Let's add 3 hours. Let's say 3 hours earlier. So what? You're showing up at midnight? How many people show up for sushi at midnight? You know what I mean? Like, must be a pretty fucking relaxed shift. Like, you know what I mean? Like, maybe Legend, you'll be able to catch some of this fucking stream. Like, you know what I mean? That sounds realistic. That sounds between sushis. I think you'll do just fine. Just hang out nonetheless. You know what I mean? Bro, my boss is hella chill. He plays iPhone games while in the kitchen. See? There you go. And I can only see it. Like, you know what I mean? And Legendary Gaming says he changed his job. So he already had one. For him to change, he must have seen something better in this one. And man, there ain't no shame in that game. Like, you know what I mean? So there you go. Anyway, I don't think I have to explain life. I don't think I have to explain life to everyone. Well, it's not always about the money. Sometimes it's like, oh man, I'd sooner do something for less money if I'm happier with the people I'm working with to do it. And yeah, it's fucking life. Fucking YOLO. You know, I mean, people scream YOLO when they fucking jump off a cliff and do a backflip. But you know where YOLO actually applies? It just in general, you only live once. And man, if that job's not for you, then fucking look for the next one. You know what I mean? If this friend ain't for you, well, you only live once. Find a better one, or just fucking cut him loose. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? YOLO. You know what I mean? YOLO doesn't always have to be about fucking back flips off of fucking cliffs in Hawaii. It could just be fucking about life. Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, should I rent this movie or see the new Black Panther movie? Fucking YOLO. Like, you know what I mean? So you don't have to backflip. Just watch a fucking Black Panther movie. You know, Chad Boswick. Chad Boswick. Legends has Deadpool gone bungee jumping? It was on my radar. Like bungee jumping was on my radar for a bit. Where am I gonna put this? Does this look okay? Skydiving was on my radar for a little bit, for like a few years, and then it was always skydiving. Like fuck bungee jumping. To me, bungee jumping, I'm tethered to something. I'm gonna jump. My whole back is gonna snap, crackle, pop from the stretch. To me, like honestly, like skydiving seems safer. So it's like safer and healthier. But as I grew up and I don't know, my mentality changed a little bit. I lost interest in skydiving. Like, you know what I mean? Like, skydiving is not high on my list, even though I think it's off my list. You pull me from the hospice, bring me up in an airplane right before I jump. You disconnect the tubes I need to live, and then I'll jump off the plane. And at that point, am I even gonna fucking reach for the chute? Hells no. You know what I mean? That's how high up I put up skydiving. Like, you know. There's I don't know. And some of you with kids might see it my way. It's like you're taking a super unnecessary risk with kids, and once you have kids, it's almost all about. It's almost like let me be around for them. Like it's almost like wow, let me be around for them. Let me do this for them. Let me. It's not about you anymore. It's not about you anymore. You know what I mean? You could be that guy in that fucking couple that found his soulmate that has no kids. You're like, oh man, I'm my wife, my soulmate, my life. You're probably still thinking about fucking jumping out on an airplane with a fucking parachute. Once you have kids, you're like, ah, man, it changes. It changes. And that's just the facts of life. I know that's an '80s TV show featuring Michael J. Fox, but it still holds ground in 2020 in the world. You know what I mean? It's in the world. You know what I mean? The meshes is the same, and it used to be less shaky nowadays, but nowadays, like you know, like let's not go fucking skydiving. And was that a Michael J. Fox impression? No. No. I would never make fun of the Parkinsons. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if anything, like when I park, I give 2 spaces in between just out of pure Parkinson's fucking syndrome. Because I don't want to get my car dinged. Like, give a couple parking spaces in between. And because God knows they'll shake the shit out of their fucking door fucking hand. Maybe they try to get out. Anyways, no. It's not about Parkinson's. Fucking Michael J. Fox is a treasure, and he should be on the Looney, Toonie, or $5 bill. I've said it. Like 3-4 disses in the comment. Michael J. Fox for president. For president. But I kid you not, though. Like, you guys watch Pawn Stars, and this is like, I'm not looking at the chat, so this is just me, just fucking, just shooting the shit, just making up fucking Just chatting just for the sake of not having dead air. But you ever watch Pawn Stars? You get the fucking, oh man, that's a so and so autograph, and then fucking the Pawn Store guys get this fucking autograph excerpt coming in, and not to keep bagging on Michael J. Fox, but I bet you that autograph guy could almost be like, oh yeah, that's a 1998 fucking J. Fox autograph. Oh man, that's a 2008 J. Fox autograph. I bet you there's a sure shaky difference between the two, and you could almost tell the time frame. And is that risque? Right after I said I want him on our Canadian dollar, on our Canadian money, yeah, it's a little risque because he's a national treasure. But is it facts? Yeah, it is facts. Am I just filling up dead air and just fucking rambling? 100% I'm rambling. Like, you know what I mean? But I think I might still have fucking effects of the shrooms because I heavy shroomed yesterday. It was my birthday, and man, what a great bunch. So it's my birthday. Fucking my good friend that runs the Panic Room, Mr. fucking J, is like, oh dude, happy birthday. You come around tomorrow, drinks are on me at the fucking Panic Room. And I'm like, don't worry about the drinks, but yes, thank you, blah blah. Because man, I don't drink on anyone's dime. Yes, I appreciate the gesture. And did I show up light, thinking that if I needed a drink, I would have had one? Yes. Did I need it? No, I didn't, because I guess I drank more. Anyways, it's not about my drinking. It's not about my drinking. But I showed up a little early, and man, I put my beer in the fridge, and I saw my cake. They planned a surprise party for me, and the later you get on in years in life, a fucking little surprise party means a whole lot. Because a birthday is just a fucking day. A birthday is just a day. Like, you know what I mean? Especially if your fucking birthday's on a fucking, I don't know, a Thursday or a fucking Friday, you know? A birthday is just a fucking day. The world don't stop for it. So just the fact that a few of my friends got me cake, got me a fucking veggie tray, and just, you know, like some thought went to it. There's a fucking band, like, you know what I mean? I had a fucking private band on the birthday, which was awesome. Fucking great. Red Ulsufer. I'll post a couple links to their videos on Discord, man. Crazy band. Like these guys were jamming, practicing their sets. But guess what? For about 10 of us, like, you know what I mean? Like, just like it was a private show to me. But the thought meant the world. The thought meant the world. Like, you know what I mean? Like, do I even like cake? No. Do I like the fact that my name was written on a cake, Deadpool 420 on a cake? Hell yes, that meant the world. I brought it home to me, my kids. Is the cake not going to get wasted? Hell's no. You know what I mean? Like, thank you very much. Like, you know what I mean? To me, the cake was a gift. The cake was a gift. I brought it home, and I bet you not a square inch of that cake is going to get wasted. You know what I mean? And that's how I felt about the veggie tray. So they had like crackers and meat on a plate, and then a veggie tray. Man, I was high on fucking mushrooms, and I'm surprised. I guess I was going to talk about mushrooms too. A lot of people were just high on other things. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not going to fucking drug shame or drug call out, but you know what I mean? Like, weed and mushrooms sometimes isn't everyone's game. Like, you know, it isn't everyone's bag, like they would say in like Austin Powers. That's not my bag, baby. So because it was my birthday and there's a whole veggie tray, there wasn't a lot of people picking at it. So, man, I went out of my way to, like, fucking ultra pick out of this fucking thing, man. Like, man. Good thing I didn't have supper, but I fucking veggie trade my way into, like, eating fucking most of it. It, like, oof. And some people are like, oh, man, it's vegetables. It's good for you. Yeah, it's good for you, but, man, if you pack it back like I did, where you're, like, eating a fucking giant veggie tray, like fucking 3/4 of it, man, you're shitting out broccoli and carrots like on a fucking like at a healthy amount. You know what I mean? At a healthy amount. You know what I mean? I was almost like Michael J. Foxing after the end. Like, you know what I mean? Because I was like fucking just shaking, dabbing, boom, 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 and full circle back to Michael J. Fox. Boom. That's what I did. Boom. Michael J. Fox, full circle. Um, but yeah, man, when I took the mushrooms last night, you know what issue I had? I had a couple issues. I was in a room full of people, and I was the only one on mushrooms. That was one issue. And then the other issue I had was like straight up. This was me. This was me last night. Hoof, hoof. I take my hat off. Fucking set it somewhere. Hoof. Just fucking almost like fucking letting my fucking sweat dry up. And then and then this was me for hours, just tripping balls on mushroom. Then I put my hat back on because I thought the hat would like soak up the drips on my forehead. And like throughout the whole night, I'm pretty sure I asked this probably about like, I don't know, like 50 times. I was like, is it hot in me or is it just here? And you know what I heard 50 times? No, it's comfortable in here. The heat's not an issue. And here I am fucking taking my hat off, fucking like just recuperating from the heat. No, I was in I was in a great mushroom zone. I was in a great mushroom zone. Wasn't a lot of visuals, which is like in that setting. That's a great thing. That's a great thing. But the giggles were there. Like I took enough that man, I was fucked. But it was like you know what I mean. It was a good kind of fucked. Like you know what I mean. Like let's call a spade a spade. Like you know what I mean. Like. Sometimes you don't want to be yourself, but sometimes you don't want to be that other person. Like, you know what I mean? Sometimes you just get fucked, like too fucked. You know what I mean? And no, I was just a right amount of sweaty fucked. You know what I mean? Where just I was the only guy. I was the only person sweating. I was the only. So, oh man, is it hot in here? And then I put my hat on the fucking. On something for like a half hour, and I'm still sweating, still asking people about if it's hot. Then I think I'm trying to dry off my fucking forehead by taking the hat off. Then I think it's I got too much sweat on my forehead, so I put my hat on to absorb the sweat. Then obviously later on, I'm asking people, "Is like, man, is it hot in here? Or is it just me?" They're like, "No, just you." So I take my hat off because I'm sweating, and then there's like a full cycle. Stone is fucked, but it was a good one. It was a good one. Like you know what I mean. Like no regrets, right? No Nick Hastings graced us with his presence in the motherfucking his house, and yeah. So sorry guys. Yeah, I was kind of fucking just rambling on there in the distance. Fun fact: Dead Poop loves when you call him boss. Legendary Gaming. Employee of mine, if I am your boss, I don't like that one. I don't like the little pet names that almost puts you in an inferior spot. Because the way I grew up, even if you're a stranger to me, not that I should give you respect right away, but I shouldn't take it away right away. Like, you know what I mean? Big guy, boss, Champ, Sport. Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself with your little fucking pet names. Go fuck yourself. Surprise birthday party for Poop. Nice. I hope you took pics. It wasn't that kind of setting. It wasn't a picture. I took a couple pics of like the spread. I took a picture of the post where the, you know what I mean, the guy running the panic room was like, oh man, there's a dead poop party, come on out. And yeah, for him throwing that out last minute, and I had no idea. Like, had I known, I would have been like, I might have told a few of my friends that aren't normally going to there. But man, I had a blast. I had cake. I had a shit ton of veggies, and I'm Michael J. Fox the shit out of my ass just from the fucking shaky dads. Just because, man, like I don't know how many pounds of broccolis and carrots, but we're talking like 3/4 of a 15-person fucking veggie tray. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I ran out of the dip it came with, and I didn't give up. I didn't give up because I brought it home. I didn't give up. I looked in my fridge, and to my surprise, we had a container of the dip that the veggies normally go in. So, man, my night wasn't done. I continued. Like, you know what I mean? Let me grab this veggie tray, and I won't. Out of pure sheer embarrassment and disgust. This tray's this big around, and it was all full, and I'll show you what's left, and I won't. It's not much. Just the cherry tomatoes, because man, you dip a cherry tomato in that ranch dip, doesn't the ranch dip just slide right off? There's no grip to it. Celery you can scoop. A broccoli, it's like a fucking sponge. It just absorbs. A carrot, you can do the scoop. A fucking cherry tomato, that fucking ranch dip just slides off. Like, there's no collecting ranch dip on a fucking cherry tomato. There's no scoop factor. There's no groove factor. It just slides right off. And a lot of tomatoes left. And hey, before I get the hate mail, and I normally don't, did I eat some of the fucking cherry tomatoes? Yes. I went dipless. I ate some, but man, that wasn't my focus. I felt the same. Birthday's a day. Yeah, birthday's a day. And I don't like to advertise. I like to talk about it, but I was at a bar all day at Shooters. I never said once it was my birthday. I could have had a free birthday drink. Boom, 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 and I didn't. And then I went to the Fish and Brew, and I didn't even have to say nothing. Like, they knew it was my birthday. Boom, I got my birthday drink, and you know what it was? Let me pop this. Let me pop this. I don't even have to ask for it. Lately, I've been drinking I always drink like doubles. It's either double rum and cokes, but lately I'm off the double rum and cokes. It's double vodka, soda water, and like a fucking wedge of lime. Just because, man, I'm just trying something different. So, anyways, I get in there. She's like, "Oh, happy birthday!" But the bartender, she's like, "Oh, I got your drink for you. There you go. It's on the house." I got a double Grey Goose. And that afternoon was my middle name Esquire. Fuck yes. I'm on the Goose. Whoa, what are you on? What are you on? The Smirnoff? You fucking fuck. I don't know, but I'm on the Goose. I'm on that Esquire. Shit. You know what I mean? Like, I'm on the Goose. And us Canadians, yeah, that means a thing. Pop your collar on it. But rumor has it, in the USA, isn't the Grey Goose like not your top shelf shit? In Canada, Grey Goose is top shelf. But I hear if you go to the customs, like Grey Goose is like not top shelf. It's like it's almost like you're like I don't know, cheap vodka. I don't know. Let's see. I guess I gotta go up a little bit. Jay did well, a few of them did. People all over the world love you. Remember when you're feeling blue. I know. Like even like you know what I mean, like you get almost like what's a word? What's a word? What's a word I'm looking for? I'm looking for that construction word. Where instead of like a dangerous job is dangerous in the beginning, complacent. You get complacent. Yes, dude. Like people would love you guys. I have an online support group through you guys. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we're friends. Like, you know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, like, we're friends. You know what I mean? You guys might like me, but guess what? I like you even back and even more. You know what I mean? We're friends. And I also have, like, great friends, like, here in town. People will die for my support group. But depression doesn't care. You could be complacent. And complacent means that you're used to the same situation let's say in a construction site where your head should be on a swivel. This is a dangerous site. And you're so used to that danger that could kill you easily, you get complacent. And that's when an accident happened, where you get so like used to it where you almost don't even recognize the danger. It's almost like, yes, I'm in a great spot where I have all you guys and I have my friends here in town, which I have great friends. It's a great support group. But I get complacent where I still get in my own head and yeah, and yeah, yes. You know what I mean? Like you know what I mean? It's like that fucking millionaire celebrity is like, well, I'm a millionaire and I'm a celebrity and I feel blue. Well, guess what? Money can't buy you happiness, and it's not even about money. And it's just you just get in your head, and that's all there is to it. That's all there is to it. Legend, no one gives a fine fuck about how many times a week you work out. People I'm on the Jaggers and Cokes, so drunk. And dude, I'm on the drinks and the drinks. And oh man. Oh man. Oh, okay, perfect. I thought I was gonna have to ditch my drink because I couldn't recognize which one because there's so many empty cans. But no, I feel confident this is mine. We used to drink Jaeger and Dr. Pepper in high school. I couldn't stomach it now. I've never done that, but man, I like Dr. Pepper, and that don't scare me off. I might want to try that. The actually, man, this is a two-part story. Let me get caught up with these comments, and I'll tell you like this weird, funny two-part story on my birthday. And this involves my past. My past caught up to me yesterday on my birthday, which was fucking hilarious. They'll call him Shitty Bill. He hates that. The Tater show up. No, Tater had a wife night, and I'm cool with that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm easygoing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, is this a dead poop and Tater show? Some people might think it is. But is it the dead poop channel? Yes, it is. And man, I'd love him here every time, just because man, we get along and it's awesome. But he doesn't have to be like he's got other shit to do. Like, you know what I mean? And that's the end of the day. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I can't be selfish about my Tater. No, he's got shit to do. And when he tells me he's got shit, well, I'm just like, man, Hope it goes well. Hope you have fun with it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. Terry and Lisa there. I was hanging around with Terry earlier in the day. And Eatman. Like, yes, I've checked everyone off the list. I was with Eatman today. Did hang around with Terry and Lisa. Terry Friday, and also Wednesday. Cut those tomatoes in half and mozzarella, fresh basil, drizzle olive oil, balsamic vinegar. See, that sounds great. I'll go butt crack. Yeah, yeah. And man, I've never even showed my butt crack. Like, you know what I mean? Like their dad, like their dad was more the butt crack shower than me. So like, it's almost like, oh man, it's almost like, man, I could come up with something better. Come up with something better. All right. Um, Grey Goose is a fancy schmiznit shit. So it is fancy out your way too. Then, Dead Poop's Doctor, you need to slow down. You're drinking too many beers. Dead Poop. Okay, dude, vodka is it? Well, I won't call it like that. I won't call it like that. Grey Goose is top shelf here. It's top shelf there, but man, I kid you not, Johnny Azul, it's top shelf here. It's 100% top shelf here. But I guess if you go to the duty free shop down at the border, like that Grey Goose is like fucking on that duty free, man. That Grey Goose is like fucking cheapazoid, like that fucking the old fucking T-Rex fucking old cheapazoid fucking shit on the go. Like, you know what I mean? But yeah, no, if it's top shelf out there, I don't know why it's so cheap down the fucking at the border store, but fuck. Rick 2, stop scrolling. So ducking. So Shong chicka so ducking I am. Rick 2, why do that? Sounds like you hit rock bottom too. So fucking hammered. And dude, I'm there with you. Instead of me having to type, I can just say it. But man, rough. I'm the I'm stumbling on my words. I'm fucking doing the backspace when I say something. Yeah, you're cool. You're cool. Did Scotty do stand up in the panic room for your birthday? No, he did. Costco brand vodka is better than Grey Goose. I heard that, but we don't have that option. Sup's in the motherfucking easy, and he says, "What up?" Sup says, "What up? What up, Sup?" Green Hood on Monday. Yeah, Green Hood on Monday. Yeah, Green Hood's at the races. He's at the races. I think Costco vodka is green label. Okay, so here I was saving this story till I got caught up. So yes, I did have a fucking birthday party at the Panic Room. Surprise to me. Even though I was gonna go there and hang out with some friends anyways, but a few extra friends showed up from the Panic Room, and there was a band there. There was a fucking live band there too, which was fucking awesome as fuck. So anyways, the last show, there's this girl. I'm like, I know her. I know her. I know exactly where I know her from, but I'm too busy being me that I can't be bothered. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yes, if we would have been smoking a joint or a cigarette in the same zone, I would have said something, but it never happened at the last show. So anyway, it's like, boom, this girl's at my fucking birthday party. This girl's at my fucking birthday party. And she's dating one of the guys from the band. And the band's playing, and man, her husband, out of the whole band, crazy guitar solos. Like, wow. Like, I was like, oh, man, you're awesome. I was like, you're awesome. I was like, you guys are good. You're awesome. And then I point the rest of it. You guys are good. You know what I mean? Just joking around. Like, obviously just joking around. So anyways, I'm like, what's your name? I know you from the past. What's her name? She's like, boom. She says out my name. Boom. She says out my name. Like French it up, first and last name. Fucking. She like squinted and was like, "You're yeah." And you know what she said? This is legit what she said. Like true story. She's like, "That is you. I saw you at the show. I didn't think it was you because I thought you'd be dead. I thought you'd be dead." This is what this girl fucking tells to me. I thought you'd be dead. I was like, well, man, what? Why would you think? Why would you say that? She's like, I remember all the drugs and the way you partied back then. I just figured you'd be dead by now. There's no way anyone could have kept up this pace. And I was like, in my head, I was thinking, I was like, yes, I grew up in life. I'm possibly not that same like fucking person like as far as like I don't know I don't want to say like violently or like blah Lee like Bruce Lee. um but as far as like just wanting to have fun and just having fun, yeah, you're right. But except for the fact that I'm not dead. You're wrong in the fact that yes, I'm not dead. um did I keep partying just as hard? Maybe not quite as hard, but yeah. I was always like a weekend warrior or like whenever the opportunity arises. I don't know. Maybe that's why I'm young in heart, and I think we're the same age, and I think I look younger than her. You know, what I mean, like pretty lady, great husband, great musical band, but you know, what I mean, as far as her saying I should be dead, and me like no, I'm not dead. In fact, you're here for my birthday because everyone's calling me dead. Like she didn't know it was me because I'm dead poop, right? But she knew my like my real name first and last. Um, she's like, oh, you should be dead. And to me, I was like, no, I'm not dead. It's actually my birthday, and quite frankly, I've aged pretty well, my darling. You have not aged horribly, but I've aged greatly. Like you know what I mean? Like you know what I mean? I mean, I see you're dead, and I raise you. No, not dead. Looking younger than you. Get ID'd once in a while. Boom. That's how it is. But no, like man, we had jokes together, and man, it was cool to run into her. Like at the end of the day, but man, I should be dead. Obviously, it sunk in a little bit. I was like, wow, man, what do you mean? Hard drugs in the dick veins. Yeah, no, yeah. I'm amazed dead poop is alive as well. No. And this is not a thing. Like I'm healthy. If off the beers and off the rum and cokes, I'm drinking vodka and fucking White Claws, and that's not doctor ordered. That's just like, let me try this out. Let me try this out. That's all. What a shit to say to you. Yeah, I know. That's what I mean. And that was her like icebreaker. And right after she got my name, and she, boom, that was her like I don't know, like second sentence in or third sentence in. Like it was a quick jump to that. Like we had barely rebroken the ice of friendship, and she was like, "Man, I thought you were dead." I was like, "No, I'm not dead. I'm right here. Right here." She's like, "Oh," and I was like, "Well, why would you think?" And she's like, "The drugs you did, and the fucking way you just fucking partied, and it's and in in pure honesty and like in pure bluntness, honesty. Oh man, the lifestyle I led when I did hang around with her. So Gomer, Gomer that came on to the fucking the stream. I don't know if they dated, but they liked each other. You know what I mean? Let's do a soap opera here. They kind of liked each other, and they were hanging around. And me and Gomer and my roommate were friends, but I also had other groups of friends and this and that. And that's when I met her. But I met her when I was like, oh man, I don't even know. I was like fucking graduated or like freshly graduated, but I was hanging around with the wrong crew, making the wrong kind of money on a quick way. Oh, well, what? You did it in a sleazy way. Um, and I used to live on top of like the best restaurant uptown and the best spot. Boom, that was like my first apartment. And dude, like, you know what I mean? Like, did I acted like I was the fucking youngest guy with the best apartment that I knew of the whole fucking city? Yes, I acted like that. So I was like cocky as fuck, doing all kinds of drugs, partying my fucking ass off, and that's when I met her. And then technically our lives trailed off, and I never saw her again. So in her defense, like she saw me at like, oh man, she saw me at like fucking, I don't know, like her like the like the full throttle, like you know what I mean, like you know your car if it got RPMs and there's a red line. She met me on my red line when I was way younger, when I was super, like we're talking like I don't know, like I knew her from like I don't know maybe 17 to 20, 21. And so you know what I mean. So she saw me in the red line, and she thought I couldn't keep that up. She thought I couldn't keep that. And that, no, I'm not dead. I'm not dead. Did you give a speech at the party? Yeah, probably about fucking 15, 20 private speeches. Like, I mean, the music's so loud. Because, man, like I said, there's live music. Music's so loud, you're like, God, I gotta. What's your name? Tony. Fuck you, Tony. What's your name? Ezekiel. You know? What's your name? Ezekiel. You know? But yeah, then after calm down. But then at that point, I'm fucking tripping balls on mushrooms. Like I said, like what a fun night. Like you know, what a fun night. And it was fun. People be like, you know what I mean? Like, that poop is like 50 cents. Yeah, although I've never been shot. I've never been shot. Have I been shot? No, I've never been shot. I've been stabbed. I've been stabbed a couple times. I've never been shot. I've never been shot. Um, Man, I remember my brother stabbed me pretty darn good. Yeah. It was like, oh man, I got into an argument with them, and that's how stabbing usually begin. There's an argument, yeah, that's how stabbings usually begin. So yeah, I got an argument with my brother, and the argument turned into like him being more upset than I was, and I'm on the runaway mode. I remember I'm running away, like you know what I mean, like we were disagreeing. I fucking told him off. I remember maybe threw something at him or swung something at him. That part I don't remember, but the part I do remember is when I was running away and he came at me, and I think the only thing you could find was the fucking world's sharpest pencil, and just fucking dug it in my leg, like this pencil. Like he just jabbed me in the leg, and this is where brother love comes. This is where brother loves comes. Jabs a pencil in my leg, just so sharp, went in so deep, and he didn't expect that. He didn't. He like he didn't expect that at all. Like I don't know what he was thinking about stabbing me with a pencil. Um, I know he didn't expect that to go that deep because man, that pencil was sharp. So, anyways, boom, he stabs me in my leg, and then I fucking turn around. I'm like, all right, ah. Then I look down at my leg. I see the pencil just fucking jammed right in there, not moving. This pencil's like fucking in my leg. And I look at the pencil, look at my brother, look at the pencil, look at my brother. Like it's almost like a light switch. He was angry enough to pencil me and fucking stab me with it, but it was almost like a light switch where it's like boom. After he realized there's a fucking pencil in my fucking goddamn leg, and I'm looking at it and it didn't fall out. Like this thing's jammed in there. He looks at me, I look at him. We had like a little laugh moment. Then he's like, "Oh, sorry, dude. Like, man, we got to deal with your fucking pencil in the leg now." Like, you know what I mean? And that's how brother love goes. Like, you know what I mean? Like, man, stabs you, and then you laugh about it, and then he helps you to fucking, I don't know, get it out of your leg. But yes, it left lead in there. So like ever since then, there's still a piece of lead in my leg where you can clearly see where it's like, oh, this dark lead spot where the fuck, well, they couldn't get the lead out. Fun fact: both of Dead Poop's legs are prosthetics, and they are. And normally, just because of like, I don't want to wear one out more than the other. So like, you know what I mean? I'll wear one out, and then I'll take care of the other. But yes, like, you know what I mean? Like, where are we at? See, there's one. I mean, and it sucks. It sucks. That's what a fucking pencil stab will do. You just lose the whole fucking thing. But yeah. And then the other one, because who said I had two prosthetic legs? The other one, I just put a sock and a crock on it and make it look real. But this one, I leave it raw dog. That's what I normally do. Tony and Ezekiel's were great, guys. Yeah, exactly. Oh, Benjamin's in the museums. How about that ass update? If you're referring to a previous stream where I've talked about ass, I don't recall, my friend. But I did joke around about. I had this clever joke earlier, and this is not going to hit as well because there's a whole background story. But it was like an ass wiping joke about Michael J. Fox. Just because, like, let's say on a spicy wing day, he would just like quick dabbly it. You know what I mean? Just from the Parkinson's, and that's all. But yeah, if it's from a previous stream, I'm a fucking drunk and high all the time. I have no idea. But yeah, refresh me, and maybe I do have an ass update. Everyone knows Tony. That's how Dead Poop got the nickname Pencil Dick. I've never had that nickname. I've had numerous nicknames. One was tattooed on me with a cover up, and the other one, I can't even say. One. Another one was a Frenchman. Like I was the Frenchman for a while, and the other one, like when I was younger, man, I can't even say. Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh well, yes, maybe I can say more than not being able to say. Okay, so an English person trying to say my French name, and for those who don't know, spoiler alert, my name's Matt, and I'm also French. So, what's Matt short for in French? It's short for Mathieu. Mathieu, right? Keep that in mind, Mathieu. And then Ritu just fucking threw it out there, and yeah. So you have an English person trying to say Mathieu, they're like Maju, Maju, and we already had a Matt, so I got the back part of it. See, I was trying to avoid the whole saying that word or someone having to say, but yeah, Ritu spelled it. Yeah, that was my nickname for a while, and I was always like a somewhat popular fella. So I'd be, and this was way back in the day. So I'd be at the fucking mall, and people are clear crossing, screaming out like fucking the back end of Matthew, the French way said by an English guy. Like they're writing down. I still won't say it. They're screaming that out to get my attention, and I'm like, oh my goodness. And I look back, and by then, not only did they get my attention because that's my nickname, um, a lot of people are just turning around in general when you know what I mean, you get addressed that. You know what I mean? A lot of people are just turning around just in pure curiosity. It's almost like you fucking hard R the N one in a fucking mall and you expect not everyone to turn around. No, I'm pretty sure everyone will turn around. So you know what I mean? That's why that one didn't stick, and I didn't like let it stick. Like you know what I mean? To me, it was totally innocent in the time, in that time in the realm that was totally innocent and with the proper background story. But man, I could not utilize my childhood nickname ever in life currently today with the PC world, right? And that's the world we live in. That is the world we live in. Fun fact: Bannon stabbed himself once. Everyone knows Tony. That's how Deadpool got the nickname Petzalik. I got lead in my leg too. I was annoying some girl in my class in grade school. She wasn't having it. Um, you mean sup? You mean the old salt and vinegar chips? The old salt and vinegar chips? And I have no idea what you're talking about. Um, yeah, like you get some lead stuck into you sometimes. If it's deep enough, they want to leave it there, and then it's always there, and then it's like fucking like I knew this one girl. Like I'm pretty sure I told a story on one of my videos about that Naomi one, that Pentecostal girl. I think hers was like a fucking lead BB shot, but yeah, she had a fucking obscure foreign object in her face, like by her cheek, and man, lead recognized lead. Like you know what I mean? Like to me, her face thing up here was the same thing as is in my leg. It's like a piece of lead, and I never asked her directly, but I asked a couple of her friends, and they're saying like a BB gun, like a pellet gun, which is lead, and I don't know. I don't know what to believe, but yeah, she had the marking of Christ. Legend Gaming also celebrating his birthday this month. Do we celebrate him becoming a man? I don't know. I don't think we can do that just right yet, Rick. Too. I think time will tell. I think time will tell if he grows up. and oh man, like, and sorry, Legendary Gaming, if you're the brunt or the beginning of this fucking rant, but man, I've never felt that more enough than this year. I've had bullshit, like man, like some crazy bullshit encounters with people that were under 25, where the lies, the deceit, the the immaturity, the selfishness, just like two super bad experience with two under 25-year-olds. And man, as a grown up that work with kids and this and that, I get it. I get it, dude. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't expect a guy to be grown up if he hasn't fucking hit that let me want to grow up and be responsible and fucking have a meaning to a like it's not even about work. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter the age. But man, I've dealt with two people who haven't grown up in life this year, and man, what a shitty chaos fucking just just ungrown up people. You know what I mean? Like, oh man, you're an adult at 18. No, you're not an adult at 18. You could be a fucking you could be a 28-year-old kid. You know what I mean? You could be a fucking 30-year-old fucking child. You know what I mean? Your age don't mean shit. You could be still a fucking child. And yeah, I've encountered two shitty children this year, and that's all I want to say about that. Pencil lead is graphite, I think. Not my day. Sup? I'm talking about like that fucking early '90s fucking pencil in my lead in my leg. That was fucking lead, bro. That was lead, bro. But yeah, the new pencils are graphite because lead's not good for you. So yeah, you're 100% right. The new pencils are graphite. Was one of them Marco? No. None of them was Marco. You know what I mean? Like, no. Like, Marco's great. Marco's great in my books. Like, you know what I mean? Like, geez Louise. For you to even throw that out there, that's foolish. No. And it's I said what I had to say about it, and then there's no prying into it. That's all. That's all. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I treated children like adults, and at the end of the day, I found out they were children. That's all. I knew someone in middle school who ate paper. Didn't we all eat paper? Wasn't that a thing? Like, I'd eat paper for a joke in school. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that wasn't a big deal. Unless this was doing it on regular. Like, yeah, yes, I'll do it for a laugh once in a blue, but it wasn't on the menu. Like, you know what I mean? Unless this guy just fucking straight up ate paper like a fucking like what that weird intervention or that strange addiction. Hashtag strange addiction. I knew someone who ate paper. The entire watermelon is edible. Yes, and I do eat the whole watermelon. Like, I like the green. I like the white. Same with a kiwi. I'll eat the whole fucking kiwi. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you trying to give me skin knowledge? Oh, Rick, too. I know about skin. Some of them are edible. A few signatures in there and whatnot. And I was like, I'll tell you what. What do you normally do with a fucking birthday card? Fuck all. Like, you know what I mean? Oh man, this birthday card is gonna just end up being nothing. This is my promise to them. The birthday card they bought me, I'm gonna smoke every last bit of it. And I've already started. I'm gonna smoke every last bit of it. I'm cutting pieces off for my filters. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I will honor and cherish this card till the bitter ends, and it will go in my joints, through my lungs, and it's gonna end up in my heart. Like, this well wishes card for my birthday. Guess what, folks? I will smoke it and it will end up in my heart. And isn't that the most fucking best way to honor well wishes? Just to fucking just store it in your heart, just like fucking just weed and well wishes. I think so. I think that's the good way to honor a birthday card. And to whomever never ever thought about doing that to a birthday card before in the past, well, shame on you. Shame on you. Because if you smoke weed and there's well wishes on a card, shouldn't you just smoke it? I think that's where wishes come like to reality. Like fuck blowing out the candles on a cake, which I did do. And oh man, you know what I didn't do? I didn't think of a wish. I didn't think of a wish when I blew them out. Um, but this birthday card, by smoking it all, I think that's giving me wishes. Every joint's a wish. You know what I mean? Put that in your chicken heart soup for the soul book, motherfuckers. I'm smoking my birthday card. That cannabis heart soup for the fucking soul book. Put that in there. And are we still lagging? That's the last comment. Rick 2 with his lag. And Rick 2 is a good friend, a supporter, a listener, but he's also a director, editor, and critique. And when he says lag, it probably does a little bit. Maybe not enough to write it down all the time. It might have, but I know sometimes he cries wolf. I know sometimes he cries wolf a little too early. It's almost like, oh man, it's a wolf. It's a wolf. It's not a wolf. It's not a wolf. Seemed like a wolf, but it's not. Just a dog with a gnarly shadow. But yeah, sometimes his wolves are wolves. And that leads me to believe, that leads us to here, where he wrote lag, didn't take it seriously at first. You know when I did take it seriously? When it was the last comment hanging for a while. Then I was like, wow, maybe it is a wolf. But who knows? We'll never really know. We'll never really know. You know who's gonna try to fucking squash it and let me know what's real? Is Rick 2. And his wolves are already wolves. So you know what I mean? Can I? Yeah, I probably can. I'm just kidding, Rick 2. I'm just kidding, Rick 2. I'm just bantering. I'm just fucking mumbling, rambling, bantering. That's all, Rick 2. And sorry, dude. Do you guys know my burying garbage in the city is legal? There are toxins in there. Do you know why burying garbage in the city is illegal? Yeah, no, that makes sense. That makes sense. That for the same reasons as a lot of shit you can't just bury, like cow shit. You bury that, the methane comes out, and next thing you know, boom, like you know what I mean, explosion. Um, you ever watch that show? What is it, 10,000 Ways to Die or whatever? And one of them on the show that I saw, and also I saw like other videos about it because it is true. Is all right. You have that poorly ventilated fucking porta potty, and you're just fucking mass dumping. You're mass crop dumping. You're mass dumping. Blah blah blah. And it's poorly ventilated. And this goes back in the days where they had like the fucking little fire lanterns, where it's like a little like I don't know, like an oil lantern, but there's a flame in the fucking thing. And you're like fucking power dumping. Somebody power dumped the fumes, the methane off your own shit, because you can light a fucking fire on fire, right? And but booms, like you know what I mean. Just it blew up. That's one of those 10,000 ways to die, and it's also true. Just like farmers, like I want to say it's in Europe. They are covering up garbage, getting the methane from it, and they're covering up like their fucking their fucking animal shit, covering up, getting the methane gas from it. So essentially, they're making these piles covered up to get the methane gas to harvest it. So instead of it escaping, they're actually harvesting this methane gas. And guess what? We're talking about shit power here. We're talking about fucking shit power. You know what I mean? Oh man, guess what? I get fucking 100 miles per fucking shit gallon. Like you're like, you know what I mean? It's a new measurement of measure. It's a new measurement of measure. It's like, oh man, like I I shit very less to fucking heat my house. Like, you know what I mean? I shit very less to shit my house, to heat my house with shit. I'm getting all confused with my own fucking little rantings that I don't even know what them. Fucking shit. Gonna fucking have the shit fucking potatoes. Fucking just heat my house with the fucking shit. Just fucking move to the caravan. Just fucking have a shit in the caravan. Fucking heat my house. I wouldn't smoke that card. Shiny embossed card with some plastic toxins in it. And Rick too. I appreciate your concern. I've done way worse, and a little bit of shiny shit. Is nothing compared to the fucking respect the card deserves for me to smoke it all. And it's not. There's no glitter. There's no loose glitter on it. Like there's no loose glitter. I don't know if it looked like a loose glitter card, but there's no loose glitter on it. So you know what I mean. Your advice goes not uneducated, but to fucking deaf ears. Because I'm gonna smoke this whole card. Like I said, I'm gonna smoke this whole fucking card. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna smoke it all. Do you get your shrooms from cow shit? Um, this is where it's funny you should say that. I had like this pleasant conversation with a fella I know quite well, and he shut me down, and he shut me down so effectively that oh man, it made me fucking almost rethink drugs again. Where it went like this. So I'm like, oh man, and every time this guy's a cool guy, so it's almost like, oh man, you see a cool guy, I'm smoking a joint. Let me try to pass it over to him, even though he said no like four times before. You know what I mean? Just out of habit. Like, oh, let me just try to share my joint with everyone. So, anyways, this was out of the blue. This wasn't the first time I met him, but this one time he said this, and this is when we had this conversation. That was like an eye opener. It's like, oh man, I passed it over. He's like, no, I don't do gateway drugs. And I know what kind of drugs he does, and he's 100% right. He doesn't do any weed or any weed related products, but yes, he does do drugs. And he's like, yeah, I don't do gateway drugs. So, anyways, we got in a conversation where I don't know if I don't like in my head. I think it's more of a safety net aspect of it than like almost like you know how a vegan be like, oh man, I'm vegan, I'm better than you, I'm vegan. It wasn't like that. It's more of like like a brain safety thing, where I'm like, man, I only do God's drugs, whether it be weed, hash, anything related to weed and or hash. Even though I don't do really shatter, like yes, shatter doesn't scare me, but it's just not my cup of tea. But I will do mushrooms because mushrooms is made by God, like over acid, right? And he's like, oh, what? Your mushrooms are made by God, and this is where we're talking about. Like this is legit, like a fucking I'm answering a fucking question here. Oh, mushrooms are made by God. I'm like, yeah, it's off the cow shit and this and like this. Like, people grow mushrooms off spores, and you get the kits nowadays. And I've saw the mushroom kits where, like, let's say I can grow mushrooms in my house off the spore kits, off of mushroom kits. And he's like, oh, there's not a guy in a lab coat growing your mushrooms. I'm like, no, it's God. Then he's like, well, the mushroom kits. And I'm like, then that's when it clicked. I'm like, God damn it, you're right. Yes, back in the day when we come across mushrooms, it was only around certain season, around the horse shit, like the fucking cow shit season, and that was it. Now mushrooms are available to us all the time because guess what? They're not grown off the shit. They're grown off with not necessarily a guy in a lab coat, but that's the way I fucking see it. Where it's not God made, it's like fucking man, it's like science made. And yes, that's where these mushrooms, if you're coming across them, that's where they're coming from. And that made me kind of rethink everything, almost in a negative way. It's almost like, all right, I like mushrooms so much, and they are lab coat made, then maybe I should try a couple other lab coat drugs. And then I got into like the idea of microdosing. So you know what I mean? Like I might get into some old drugs again, but like just dose. I don't know if that sounds like a fucking, or I don't know, the right train of thought, but in my head, in that conversation, at that moment, I was like, you fucking took away my fucking mushrooms being a god drug, and you involved a scientist in a lab coat. Then I'm like, all right, well, let me start microdosing like all this other shit again. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just let me ease into it. And I don't know. That seems like reverse thinking, but at the time, it seemed fair. At the time, it seemed fair as a like, you know what I mean? Like, as I'm telling it to you guys, it almost sounds like, oh man, like, it'd be great. He just getting back into drugs, like hard drugs, and yeah, it comes across like a little bit strange, but at the same time, I told myself I would never do acid again. But man, cut me off like I don't have to do a whole hit or two hits. Man, just cut me off a little sliver, just a little sliver, just enough for the giggles, almost. Like, you know what I mean? And if I'm willing to do that on the acid, in my head, I'm like, well, then let me just microdose a little bit of fucking, like a little bit of everything. Like, you know what I mean? Like, like a little DMT here, a little bit of fucking speedball. Like, I mean, like, anyways, and that was mushrooms just not being made by God conversation. And I haven't executed fucking this plan at all. Like 100%, I haven't. But thought about it, talked about it, still talking about it with y'all's. You know what I mean? So that's it. Gateway drugs from 1952. Technically, God made everything. All right, people made, yeah. But yeah, acid sometimes in a bathtub and this that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, some of those designer drugs are like, they're obviously like scientifically made, and that's not what I'm up to. I'm into. Like, to me, as far as being an older fella, I was like, man, I'll do anything that's like God made, and I humans are meant to survive it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, to me, I can't overdose on mushroom. Like, as far as like, yes, I've had bad trips, tripping balls, and this that. That's why I have peace of mind. I was like, to me, it's like, well, it's God, and now it's not God made. But I used to have that security in my head where it's like, boom, like, man, I've eaten like fucking like half ounces. Like, I've eaten like like a crazy amount, like you know what I mean? Enough to make a man go fucking mad. But in my head, it's like, oh man, this is just horse shit mushrooms or fucking cow shit mushrooms. You know what I mean? You almost have that peace of mind, even though you're tripping balls. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't say I didn't trip balls when I took that much. Like, you know what I mean? Yes. Yes, the memories are fucking there. Rick 2 used steroids and still can't deadlift 300 pounds. Legendary Aiming is a fake natty. Cows are considered holy in some countries, maybe because of the mushrooms. Oh man, what did I see? I forget what video or documentary, but it was something like an animal eating the mushrooms and they're just tripping balls. Like, you know what I mean? Like a different animal eating the mushrooms and tripping balls. Because they'll do that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, technically, all right, there's a cow field. I don't know how it works in nature without man, but let's say, boom, there's probably still a cow field without man. And these cows are shitting and it's creating mushrooms. And you can't tell me, I don't know who's going to stumble along. Maybe a coyote or a fox or fucking a few squirrels or a porcupine fucking nibble on a fucking God's fucking cow shit mushroom fucking and they're tripping balls. Like, you know what I mean? Like, man, I'd like to fucking meet these fucking balls tripping animals in the woods. Like, you know what I mean? Like, let's force feed some mushroom to some fucking animals and just spend the night with them. All right. That's what I think would be awesome. Like, you know what I mean? Like, fuck you, Bear Grylls. Like, you know what I mean? The patent pending. Don't take my episode, but contact me for the details, you know? Welcome to the party, sub. You are a great addition here. Fuck yeah, he is. Sub come back often. Fun fact, Deadpool was born at the start of World War II. You weren't there, man. You don't understand, man. You weren't there, man. I'm not that old, but yeah. Like I was like, that's it. Yeah, I'm not that old. One of my good friends though that I went to school with, he yeah, let me finish this joint. He went to Bosnia, like, you know, like fucking Iraq and this and that. He did go out to Iraq, but one of the earliest ones were Canadian soldiers, and I should have could have almost went. Like, I was in the Army Cadets for years, and I signed up for the militia, but then it was like fucking training, like the fucking and then I was like, no thanks. So I signed up without ever going, but I was in Army Cadets for a few years. And so anyways, one of my buddies that was in Army Cadets, the transfer to militia, he went to Bosnia. He went to Bosnia for a bit, and now that was the first fucking action that, as far as Canadian peacekeepers saw in, I won't even say my lifetime, but in my remembering lifetime. Like, you know, as far as like being like old, like an old enough kid, which I wasn't a kid. I was older than a kid, but that I remember. Like anything under 18 years old or 17 years old, you're a fucking kid playing marbles and BMX. Like, what the fuck do you know about politics in the Army? Like, you know what I mean? And if you know different, then you didn't have a kid's upbringing. Like, you know what I mean? It was nice that my parents kept us sheltered that much. In that sense, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, do we have to worry? Like, yes, we struggle financially as a family, looking back, because I can tell the meals we had and all this and that. I get it looking back. In the moment when I was a kid, all the meals were good. Everyone was happy to eat. And man, my parents were like, go play. Like, go play. Like, they would almost, like, they wouldn't have to kick us out, but they'd have to rein us in. They're like, you can leave the house whenever you want, but be sure to be home by supper time. Like, we were allowed, like, I don't know, that 10-hour window. And part of my childhood, I lived in like French Village, like out in the woods. A 10-hour window between you, your brother, and friends to explore. On a daily basis, that was a big deal. That was a big deal. And I kid you not. Okay, we'd leave like fucking first thing in the morning, and we knew we'd have to be back by supper time. So let's call it, I don't know, even like a 10, 12-hour window. Sometimes, well, not sometimes, like we have done this, whereas literally like, let's take a trail in the woods, walk to 5 hours to wherever, and then no, we need the 5 hours to walk back, and then do the walk back. It's like, man, our zone where I knew the neighborhood was foolish. Like, you know what I mean? I knew every nook and cranny. That's when you were a kid and you had time. That was like, oh, well, what else you're gonna do? Watch the 3 channels on the antenna TV? You know what I mean? Like, and I say 3 channels, and that's because the people around here say 3 channels. But you know what I had? I had four. I had four. Because I'm like, you know, I mean, I'm French, right? There's always that Radio Canada. That Radio Canada was like Channel 11. It had the hockey. It had a few shows that I actually did watch, but to someone who spoke only English, that was a lost channel. To me, I count that as number 4. That was a legit channel to me. Ain't no shame in that Radio Canada game. You know what I mean? I'll try to hop in when I can. And man, I appreciate you here. I appreciate you here, Sup. Dead Poop does last at 2020. I could see that. I could see that. Like, I could easily fucking come across it. I could easily come across it. Dead Poop has ever smoked banana peels. I've never smoked banana peels, but I came across early internet this weird like, this weird like homemade like drug cookbook, and banana peels was in it. Banana peels, nutmeg was in it, and I'm not talking about the same recipe. I'm just talking about different type of like home drugs you could like do. And it wasn't even the banana peels. It was the skin between the banana and the peel. That stringy white shit. Boom. I guess that'll get you high. The fucking skin off of peanuts. You fucking prep that a right way. That'll get you there. That'll get you there. You know what I mean? Yes, I came across that book but I've never tried any of them. Or no. We did try the banana one. We did try the banana. We had a little bit of the banana one, but it was so weird and gross. I think we fucked it up. Like, we tried it. Like, I remember having like a pile of banana fucking things on a cookie sheet in the oven. And we tried it. And it didn't work. But nutmeg I tried, and that's different. Nutmeg's different. Fun fact, Dead Poop is a descendant of Napoleon Bonaparte. I may or may not be, but I am famous in like the history books, in the world books. Not me per se, but my family. First and foremost, you guys ever heard of Sherwood? Sherwood hockey equipment. You know what I mean? Like all the hockey players, you know what I mean? Gloves, sticks, used to be skates, like hockey pads. That's my mom's uncle. That's my mom's uncle. Like that's my grandma's sister's husband. But that's just cool facts. No, like you know what I mean. I have none of his money. They like you know what I mean. Like to us, we're so down line. We get nothing. Like I got a few hockey sticks from him growing up. That's it. Um, but as far as the history books, my old ancestor used to be the governor of Louisburg Fortress. I think it was a Ryu, Rioux. Yeah, I guess he was the governor of Louisburg for a bit, and then he lost his marbles and went crazy. Like this is what my grandma told me. That you know what I mean what great was and she told me he went crazy and almost like turned on his people, and then they fucking obviously they got him for that. Like he's the governor running the show, but they fucking they lynched him for like a treason almost or something like that. So I wish my grandma was still alive for me to get the full story about what she heard. Because man, in my head, if my ancestor was the governor of Louisburg Fortress and he got fucking killed for treason, maybe his treason was like noble. Like, you know what I mean? Like, maybe it was noble. Maybe it was like trying to free the slaves before. Like, oh man, is my ancestor like fucking Rosa Parks? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't know. Like, I'd like to think there'd be a noble reason behind treason. That's not like, oh no. He got killed for fucking just a fucking chest of gold coins. Like, I mean, I'd hope it'd be more like fucking noble than that. That's all. I mean, but R.I.P. R.I.P. I'll never get to talk about it with Nan. I'll never get to be able to talk about it with Nan. Dead poop. No, I'm not. Looking thinner, dead poop. Oh well. Thank you. Thanks. I hope one day Dead Poop has Mexican guy in his stream. Why? You think I'm missing diversity? Is that what you're saying? Like I'm missing like diversity? And all right, I never had one of them. That's true. That's true. The return of Johnny Hugs. Did Deadpool try to get high off permanent markers when he was little? I used to smell liquid paper. Like I used to like not huff liquid paper, but I used to smell it long enough that it made me dizzy in a good way. I did that a little bit. The markers, yes, a little bit. Same as liquid paper. Like markers and liquid papers. Yeah, you smell them for a little bit. And then, yeah, I used to sniff. Like, yes, I'm not a big sniffer. Like, honestly, like the old tchotchkes, the old fucking snow pass, the old booger sugar, for the old fucking tooch magooch up the fucking old scooch douche. I'm not a big fan of that. To me, it's like, I don't believe in the effect. Like, you know what I mean? The smoking a joint is fucking more effect than that. But oddly enough, as a kid, and I don't know if it was seen from the movies, but I used to snort rockets. Like crush up rockets and snort them. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what? Did we do it one time? Yes. Did we do it twice, 3 times, 4 times? like probably like 6, 7 times. I remember snorting rockets. I don't think it gave us a buzz. It didn't give us a buzz or anything, but it's almost like, I don't know, trying to like kids trying to pretend to be adults. I think it's all it was. Like adults in a movie one of us saw. I don't know. I don't know. If it relates to dead poop, it's noble. And I'm pretty sure I'm original people. Like, you know what I mean? Like, um, they deported people down here. Like, well, I don't. Well, okay, yeah. Let's do it. Let's talk about it. Oak Island, St. John. The difference about Oak Island and St. John is St. John's like fucking hitting a bigger landmass. Oak Island is off Nova Scotia, and that's a bigger landmass. But you're hitting landmass coming from the east. Like, you know what I mean? If you're coming from Europe and you're coming over, guess what? Land ho, and at that point, you're fucking you've been on a ship for a while. You know what I mean? You're like, yes, land ho, yes. You know what I mean? And St. John was like one of the first cities, and they fucking got on here, and then also they went up to Quebec through the. Well, let me say it was St. John's oldest, so they always fucking came to St. John first, Nova Scotia, the first point of landing. When they first, and yes, we will have to rewrite history because it's not according to history books. Because man, we were down here way before Oak Island changed history, and also a bunch of shit changed history. Even though history don't want to admit that. Um, but yes, they hit St. John first, Nova Scotia first, and then they loved the climate up in Quebec more because Quebec boomed more than New Brunswick early. And so my ancestors, boom, they were from Louisbourg, Nova Scotia. My ancestors, original French. That's why he was governor of the fortress. And then they realized that up by the river in Quebec was better. Boom, moved from there to there. So, you know what I mean? It moved. The original French that weren't Acadian moved to Quebec. And the 1755 Acadians fucking are Acadians. And they're not Quebecers. Just like Quebecers aren't Acadians, but some of us try to be. And I consider myself more Acadian than Quebecer, even though I was born in Quebec. But long story short, that's all. Dead poop. Ever steal liquor from the parents' liquor cabinets? Wouldn't I have not have been a fucking proper kid if I hadn't? Like that, man. That's a silly question. That's a silly question. Like, oh man, do you ever fart in a tub? That's almost the same question as that. Yeah, I fart in a tub. Yeah, I've snuck in. I've snuck in a little bit. Um, my me and my brother's early move was like, we called it, what did we call it? It was green something. It wasn't the green monster, but it was like the fucking green something, because we would take, like, we'd have a bottle, be like a splash of this fucking liquor from my parents' liquor cabinet, another one, and then we'd finish off like cream of mint. So we're looking at, like, kind of see through. We added a couple amber liquors to it, and then we put the cream of mint at the end, and all of it would turn green. So it was like fucking the green monster. We'd show up with a bottle of fucking like mix hard booze to mix with something, and we would show up with something green. You know what I mean? Like, and it wasn't like, and that's why we avoided the whole like watering it down. You know what I mean? Like, if you're gonna polish off a bottle of vodka, yes, put more water and bring it back up to the thing. We didn't worry about that because there's just a splash of each. But there's so many bottles that just that splash of each, and then you finish off with the fucking mint schnapps. That added up. And yeah, we got caught. Like, you know what I mean? It got discussed. And we're like, well, I don't know what you're talking about. You know what I mean? Dead poop. You ever steal liquor? Yes, dead poop. Ever do a beer run? I don't know what that means, but I'm pretty sure I can answer yes to all of it. I've no, I guess I can't say everything, but yes, I believe so. Um, Real history with dead poop, and it's true. Like I won't just pull your chain. This factual. This is factual. This is factual shit. Like you know what I mean? Like Esquire, that Esquire shit. Um, but yeah, one of these days, like you know what I mean? Like let me get through the fucking car, man. This fucking car, dude. Like man, can I afford this? No, no. Like man, I borrowed to fucking buy the car, and here I am, $1,700 in more in this car. Like, holy fuck. But what I was wanting to say is, after the dust settles and I can recuperate from this and all this and that, you know, it'd be cool, like doing like a fucking genealogy, because I'm claiming to be very native but also very French, like France French, like original, man. You know what I mean? Like multiple generations in Canada, like you know what I mean? Like, but you know what I mean? I'm claiming to have like native and like French, like I'm claiming to be like fucking old people, yeah, like that Jacques Cartier fucking lineage almost. I think that just because, like, you know, what I mean, being the governor of fucking Lewisburg Fortress, I think I'd have a fucking, I don't know, like an interesting bloodline. You know what I mean? When was the last time a bouncer escorted dead poop out of the bar? Oh man, that was in Moncton. Let me smoke this by the door and let me tell you about this one. Oops. So I was in Moncton. Was it the last time? No, I'm pretty sure there's one time since then, but I'll tell you one time, my memorable time. I was in Moncton, so this is like the fucking not in my city, a bumping city. And back then when you had a fucking gold chain and you're fucking with a bunch of fucking fellas, when you went to a different city, it was like it's almost like I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like it's almost like your attitude changes a little bit, right? So I was at this place called the Cosmo or Osmos, Cosmo or Osmos in Moncton, and the upstairs level had like this fucking glass top bar. It was like see through glass, like tempered glass or whatever. And I'm an out of towner, and I'm shit ass drunk, and I seem to think and this is the adult in me saying it, telling this story now. I seem to think that I needed a lot more respect than I deserved. And when I was at the bar waiting for my drink, it was like almost like, man, these locals are getting drinks before me. And being fucking older now, that makes sense. Like if I'm a local and this fucking young thug's a fucking newbie, not even from around here, yes, serve us first, and that makes sense. But at the time, I didn't take that well. So I'm taking my empty fucking beer bottle and I'm smashing it on this fucking glass fucking countertop. Like, man, like hard. Boom, boom, boom. Where it didn't go unnoticed. It didn't go unnoticed. So there's a guy to the fucking left of me, and they got like the headsets, and this is unheard of for our town. Like in St. John, there's no bouncers with headsets, but at the Cosmo they had like headsets. So like, come on up, We got someone. Breaker 1 2, and fucking next thing I know, fucking big old fucking barrel arms wraps around me from behind. I'm not touching the floor, and like I said, we're on the second floor. I went down a set of stairs in Buddy's arms, and then he fucking opened the door with me and threw me down like a fucking like a six stepper, like a six concrete stepper to the fucking to the parking lot. Boom. And yep, yeah. And that night I was pissed as fuck. Yes, we made a big scene. Boom, a bunch of boys. Blah, blah. I wasn't the only guy to get kicked out after that. But as an adult looking back, I was like, yeah, no, I could see why they did that. Yeah, no, yeah, I could see why they did that. They did their job that day. They did their job that day. You know, and they did, and they did. Are you more likely to get constipated or diarrhea? The fucking diarrhea, man. Can't tell you. Last time I shit solid. In school, they only taught me how to French a surrender. Yeah, has Deadpool considered becoming a historical tour guide? No, no, but people want to listen, I'll tell it. If people want to listen, I'll tell it. That's for damn. Deadpool finds out he's Mexican, and that's that. Man, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, dude, you say I'm Mexican, you know what I'm thinking of? Young Guns. Aren't I fucking Chavez, Lou Diamond Phillips? And there ain't no shame in that game. Fucking Chavez, fucking great guy. You know what I mean? Man, Chavez, like Richie, no, like, and also Chavez. Put that on your list of movies to watch. Young Guns, 2. 1 is good, but 2 is better. Like, honestly, like Young Guns 2 is better than 1. Friends of mine went to jail for doing a beer run at a store they used to work at. They recognized instantly, and they're yelling names, and they ran away. We used to have like 2 fucking breweries down here, and I've never, like, this is not my story. I've never did this. I've never was part of it, but this is a story from a lot of people that I know that grew up on the west side. And right now there's only 1 brewery, but there used to be 2. But it'd be like, oh man, someone would cut a hole in the fence, and it would take, I don't know, a week for that fence to get fucking fixed. And man, everyone knew about that breach, and people would just be like taking like cases of beer. I've never done it, but man, as far as beer runs goes like that, yeah, I've never took part of that. I've never took part of that. Deadpool learns he's not actually French. No. I'm fucking French as fuck. I'm French as fuck. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's almost like if I was like fucking. It's almost like if I was like one of the fucking casts in Wakanda on the Black Panther movie, and you're like, well, no, I think you gotta check his genealogy. No. If he's a background cast or even front cast in Black Panther in Wakanda, you are what you are. It is what it is. I'm fucking French, like, you know what I mean? Just like they're Wakandan. You know what I mean? You ever piss on poison ivy and get horrible crotch rash? No, I don't really think we have poison ivy out here. I think poison ivy is like fucking not that fucking out here. Summer asked when he was going to be more. Someone asked when he was going to be more diverse. Who, me? Yeah. Maybe that's why I'm not getting it on YouTube. Maybe I'm not getting the views. Maybe I like, you know what I mean? Like, my profile just clicks off Caucasian. But once I go through genealogy and me, or 23 and us, or whatever the fuck, maybe it's gonna be like fucking. I can click a few boxes. And sorry, I'm just having a piss where the deck used to be. That's just a small piss interlude. Just a small piss interlude. I mean, where are we at? Do a lot of people get kicked out of the Fish and Brew or shooters? Is it the perfect bar where nothing happens? Like, no. No, stuff does happen, and yes, um, people do have to get bounced. Um, but as far as like shit going down, like, remember me how saying how I like, okay, I call myself a West Sider. I live in St. John, but man, I will not ever say the word St. John without saying I'm a West Sider. Like, you know what I mean? That means a lot to me, and that means a lot to people on this side of the city. And you come to one of our bars, probably fucking shouldn't, but no, you can, and we'll accept you open arms. Um, but a lot of times, like, instead of the bouncer jumping in, the local people will fucking like handle it in a pack mentality almost. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if this dude that's not from the West Side is an idiot, then it's then boom, like everyone's gonna get rid of him. Like, you know what I mean? And if that's then the bouncers will, yes. Um, but we also have West Side idiots. That man, we have these West Side bar idiots that are like so rude, so obnoxious, so fucked up and crazy that if they weren't a West Side regular, just a glimpse of their conduct, they would have been kicked out a long time ago. So, so yes, on the West Side, we take care of our own. Where man, we'll take care of the drunkest West Side idiot, and we'll kick one of you guys that don't belong here out way before this fucking idiot. That's one of our own, like this West, like, you know what I mean? Is what I'm saying. We take care of our own. And like, this guy's like fucking, I don't know, puking, drooling, groping women, or fucking doing whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? Like, just being a drunken fucking idiot. Uh, he's gonna finish the night in the bar, but guess what? You've got to go, you non-West Sider. Like, and that's how it works out. But yes, there is their limit. Like, you know what I mean? Yes, that fucking gropey fucking West, he's kicked out too. But there's a bigger threshold. There's a bigger threshold. That's all. What does your favorite dish that Grandma Poop makes? Probably the pea soup. Like the pea soup was the most memorable. Like when I used to go visit like grandma, and yes, they're both good cooks on both sides of the family, but as far as like me like craving a meal, be like, oh man, hopefully there's grandma's pea soup. Like you know what I mean? Like that was a legit thing. Like man, hopefully there's grandma's pea soup. Did have Deadpool see Mike Tyson on Joe? Yes, I did. I I'm almost done it all. Like you know, that was like I don't know, like a 3 hour one. I'm like 2 hours in or over 2 hours in. Um, but man, Mike Tyson was like unentertaining in this one, and I'm a big Mike Tyson fan. And to me, Mike Tyson was unentertaining in this one. And a few times Joe tried to like elaborate on a subject, and Mike Tyson was weird and tight-lipped about Joe's rebuttal questions. No, I don't like it. It was like very like I want to say unentertaining. And Mike Tyson, sorry, dude. Like you know what I mean? Like man, I love Mike Tyson, but it was Mike Tyson's fault. Like Joe Rogan was like almost like pulling teeth to get fucking. It's almost like Lingley was on fucking Rogan. It's like Joe Rogan was pulling teeth for a straight answer or the finish of the story, and man, Tyson wasn't helping at all. Did you ever find someone else's wallet? I think so. I think so. I don't keep them. You know what I mean? Like I give them back. I don't remember a wallet specifically, but I remember a paycheck. I remember finding like a fucking fella's paycheck in a fucking ditch, and the address was on a paycheck and all this. I was like, wow, man, that's so great. And I was a kid. I think he gave me like me and my brother $5 a piece, and $5 a piece back then was like fucking man. You're a king. You're a king. Like picture then you would get 4 hot dogs for $1, and I what $5 to spend, dude. That was that king shit. That was that fucking king shit. If Elon Musk gave you a free ticket on the maiden ship flight, would you? No, I would never go. I would never go. I'm this weird, and I've never talked about this. I've never talked about this, and it is a weird thing for me. I have a weird phobia. And I forget what it's called directly, but I can describe it afterwards. But I have a weird phobia where you know when people look up at the clouds and the skies and the stars and feel almost relief out of it. To me, it stresses me right the fuck out. Um, space is scary to me. Like what was that movie, Gravity? I couldn't watch that. Um, but yeah, when I look up at the sky and the stars, I almost have like I don't know, like a panic attacks because it's almost like, and they call it like a disconnect from Earth. I almost believe I'm gonna have, like start floating, and once I start floating, there's no way like an Earth disconnect phobia. It's like that's not the medical term. There's something fancier than that, but it's like disconnect. Um, man, I love the stars. If I'm looking at them sideways, it's perfect. If I'm laying down looking straight up, I get the weird different feeling, and it's almost like I'm scared of getting disconnected from the earth. And well, whatever, it is what it is. I'm gonna go Slurpee or slushy flavor. I don't even know what a Slurpee is. I'm not afraid of heights. I'm not afraid of heights. Um, would you fly in a hot air balloon or a blimp? I don't know, man. Those hot air balloons seem scary, and I don't even think blimps exist anymore. So I don't know. But I think I'm gonna shut her down, man. Like it's like almost 5 o'clock here, so it's been fun hanging out, but it's gotta end. It's gotta end. I don't want it to end, but man, it's gotta end. That's how I feel when Legend is in the stream. That's funny. Yeah, man, a hot air balloon. You go high.